You ever stop and think about what's actually going on when you hit search? It feels instant, right? But what if I told you that in that tiny fraction of a second, a massive high-speed auction just took place? Yep, we're going to pull back the curtain on this secret world of pay-per-click advertising and figure out what's really happening behind every single click.
All right, let's make this real. You need some new running shoes? You pull up a search, type in best running shoes, and bam, you hit enter. Instantly, you've got ads right at the top. But what just happened? That little instant is hiding a pretty wild story. So, what's the magic behind that fraction of a second?
So that search you just did, it's way more than just a question. It's basically the starting pistol for a giant live auction in a digital marketplace.
Yeah, you heard that right. Every time you search, you kick off an invisible bidding war. We're talking about advertisers all fighting for your eyeballs right then and there. This isn't some pre-planned list of ads. Nope. It's a super fast, super dynamic competition where companies are literally bidding for the chance to show up on your screen.
And if you want to talk about scale, just look at this number. We're talking over 8.5 billion searches a day. And that's just on Google. So think about it. This invisible auction is firing off billions and billions of times every single day all over the planet. It's honestly kind of hard to wrap your head around.
Okay, so how on earth does this bidding war actually play out? Let's crack open that black box, shall we? We're going to see what happens in, literally, the blink of an eye.
I mean, just look at this. The whole thing is over and done in about 300 milliseconds. It's insane. So you hit search, 50 milliseconds in, the system has already rounded up every advertiser who wants to bid on best running shoes. By 150 milliseconds, it's not only checked their bids, but also judged the quality of their ads. And then boom, just 100 milliseconds later, there's a winner. And that ad is sitting on your screen. An entire auction, an entire economic transaction is finished before your brain even processes that the page is loading.
Now, you're probably thinking, okay, so the winner is just whoever bids the most money, right? Well, not exactly. This is where things get really interesting, because it's not just about having the deepest pockets.
So that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? If the highest bidder doesn't automatically win, then what's the secret sauce? How does the system really pick a winner?
The answer boils down to something called ad rank. Just think of it like the final score in this lightning-fast competition. Whoever gets the highest ad rank, well, they win the best spot on the page. It's as simple as that.
And here's the formula, the core of the whole thing. Your ad rank isn't just your bid. It's your max bid times something called a quality score. And that is huge. It means the money you're willing to pay is only half the equation. The other half, it's all about how good your ad actually is.
So what in the world is a quality score? You can think of it as the platform's secret weapon to protect us, the people searching. It's basically a rating that asks, is this ad genuinely helpful, or is it just spam with a big budget? A high-quality score tells the system that your ad is actually useful to the user, not just a money grab.
So it's made up of three key things. First, how likely is it that people will even click your ad? That's the click-through rate. Second, is your ad actually relevant? You know, if someone searches for running shoes, does your ad actually mention running shoes? And third, what happens after the click? Is your website fast, easy to use, and trustworthy? That's the landing page experience.
And this right here is why quality score is such a game changer. It means a small business with a fantastic, super relevant ad can actually beat a huge company that's bidding more. Quality isn't just nice to have, it can literally save you money and help you win.
Okay, but get this, here's the kicker. Even if you win, you don't actually pay what you bid. It's a second price auction, which means you only pay 1 cent more than what the person right below you bid. And look at this formula for what you actually pay. Your quality score is on the bottom. So the higher your quality score, the less you actually end up paying per click. The whole system is brilliantly designed to reward you for being relevant.
All right, so this whole auction thing isn't just happening on Google search, right? Let's take a look at where else these ads pop up and why.
So, while the basic auction idea is the same everywhere, what each platform cares about is totally different. Google is all about your intent. What are you looking for right now? But Meta, Facebook and Instagram, they care about your behavior. What stuff do you like? What do you share? And Amazon, it's all about one thing, purchase intent. They know what you're thinking about buying. And that's exactly why the ads you see on each of these platforms feel so incredibly different.
And you know those ads that seem to follow you from site to site? That's called remarketing. And for a long time, it worked using these little things called cookies that tracked you everywhere.
But now, with all the new privacy rules, that's changing. The whole game is shifting towards smarter methods that don't track you individually, but instead group you into anonymous buckets with other people who have similar interests.
Which brings us to right now and the future, because the whole game is being rewritten by two massive forces crashing into each other: super smart AI and our demand for more privacy.
And this creates a really fascinating puzzle. On one hand, the AI running these auctions is getting ridiculously smart. It can predict and optimize things like never before. But on the other hand, the very fuel it used to run on, our individual data, is being locked away for privacy reasons.
So how do you solve that? Well, a whole new toolkit of privacy-first tech is being built. Instead of knowing you specifically love fitness, the system just knows you're part of a big, anonymous group of people interested in fitness. Some auctions will even run right on your phone or computer, so your data never even leaves your device. The big idea is to keep ads relevant without having to know exactly who you are.
And all of this leaves us with one really big question to chew on. As our personal data gets locked down, but the AI gets smarter, who's really in control of the ads we see? Is it us, or is it the algorithm, quietly steering our choices in ways we might not even notice? It's definitely something to think about the next time you hit that search button.